Flint's New Music Leader. We are a Club 93781 show featuring local artists doing local things. If you're an artist trying to get on the 81 show, we'll let you know we're booked for the next week. But if you hit me up, you keep bugging me like Prime did. Prime wanted to get in here and spit some truth, man. So we got Prime in the building. What's up, man?
Man, what's the business with it, Art?
I'm ready to talk about this Prime example too, man. Checked out a couple tracks. See that you got Louis Ray on one of the tracks.
Yeah.
Let's get into it, man. How did this all come about? Obviously, this is number 2, so you had number 1 before that. When was that released?
What was it? April 15th, 2014.
14? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a gap in between because this one was released in what, in June?
Yep.
Just
June
this last
4th,
June.
2015, 16.
Now, what made you want to do it just on SoundCloud to where people can check it out for free?
I mean, because, you know, it ain't, sometimes with me, it ain't always about the money.
Okay.
I just want to be heard, voice my opinion.
Right.
Because I've been doing this, and I know this is a business, and I can make money off my music easily, but I still drop it on the streets.
Right.
Let them hear it, you know, street grind it all the way out. That's all I did with Prime Example 2.
Yeah. So you put them out in the streets, and then you also got digital copies on here to where you can check it out on SoundCloud. So how did this project come together? Obviously, you know, what was the basis of the first one, and what have you learned from, you know, the first one to doing the second one?
It went from streetwise, and I elevated my flow. I went from young-minded rapping to it's time to switch it up. You gotta switch your character,
right?
Especially in this, like, you gotta know how to be able to, for one. But it's a lot of artists around here that can't do that,
right?
And I'm one of the artists that is in the city that does that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And how old are you?
I'm only 22. I just turned 22.
Okay. And you got these 2 tapes out. Any projects before that?
I dropped a little local. What was it called? The Next Up. I got the Next Up out on there, and then I got On the Grind Volume 3.
Okay. Okay. So what made you want to get into the rap game, man? I mean, obviously when you look around Flint, there's a lot of rappers doing it. You know, what made you want to come in, and what separates you from everybody else?
Because I'm an artist. I'm not a rapper.
Okay.
I'm an artist. I'm not no rapper. I go in there and tell my story. Every song on my CD is true.
Right.
I can't fabricate one line.
Okay.
And if I'm not doing something that's on my lyrics, somebody around me is where I can be able to speak upon it.
Right. Do you think that that's the big difference between what you do and what other rappers do, is that what you're spitting's truth?
Of course. Because I'm a rapper who ain't been punched yet. I ain't been smacked yet. Ain't got a lip piercing. My hair ain't dyed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just authentic. I'm authentic.
I'm not going to speak on that, man. I got to be friends with everybody here. Who's the partner you got next to you, man?
Man, this is my CEO right here. This, you know, Trap. Okay. Trap-O, capital, all letters.
So, Trav, what'd you see in him that you wanted to get behind him?
Potential, talent, consistency, just like hunger. Yeah. He wanted the best. In Flint. He wanted the best.
Now, being a young rapper, do you feel that that gets downplayed a little bit? Like, oh, he's young, he's still got some time in the game, to where when you listen to your projects, I mean, Louis Ray don't do a whole lot with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get a project with him, I mean, that can't believe it's local. That's all that I hear about on Facebook right now with that dude, you know, popping off. How did you and him get together?
That's my dog. Like, we, you know, I met him on Stockdale a long time ago over there in their little neighborhood. But, you know, when greatness meets, that's how it be. You link up. That's like Yo Gotti and Black Youngster or something. You feel me? That's just how it be. Like, it's only right. It's only right for the city. Yeah. Honestly.
So what do you got plans for the rest of the summer? I mean, you just released this in June. You got any upcoming shows? Any upcoming plans to drop another tape?
I'll be in Detroit.
Okay.
Friday. This is September 9th. You know, E-Baller throwing a party at Club Sting.
Okay.
So, you know.
That's the same place that Shoestring's doing his video.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Now, is there anybody that you haven't worked with yet that you'd like to work with?
It's a few artists like I'm working with now, like Jizzle, you know, me and Velly, Seek, you know, artists like those, like I'm working with. I really, honestly, I don't do features.
Right. Yeah, when I look at this, I mean, that you got what, 11 tracks on here, and you got, you know, the majority of them are just you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you got Detwan Love on here.
Yep.
You got a couple other people, but I mean, as far as putting your product out, what do you got plans for the next product, the next project that's coming up?
Well, the next project coming out is called Addicted to Winning EP. Okay. You know, basically, I'm just telling you a story from top to bottom why I'm addicted to winning and what I did to become a winner.
Yeah.
This is my label, Winning Team Association. We don't take L's.
Okay.
All we throw is W's up.
What do you think the main problem is? And I ask every artist that comes through here because I like to get a grand opinion about what's happening in Flint. It seems like Flint's, when it comes to artists, Flint does have a lot of talented artists. But I would say that from what I've noticed, just looking on the outsides, is the support. You know, not enough people support other people in the game. What do you think is the biggest problem in Flint?
It's too many Chiefs and not enough Indians for one. And then everybody just, I don't understand them. Everybody want to be that, and nobody's that really here. You got to really get out.
Talent is one thing, business is another thing. 90% talent, 10% business ain't gonna get you nowhere. 90% business, 10% talent could get you somewhere. You ain't even gotta be the best rapper to make it. You don't. Because you could drop one song and there you go. And never look back. So it's how you brand yourself, you know, how you dish it out, you know, how you network, you know. And Trapo, me, myself, and I, you know, my name good.
Okay.
My name good.
So you got this project out now, and if people want to get hard copies of it, where do they go to?
Call me.
Okay.
I'm in the streets every day, all day. I pull up on you. You can pull up on me.
Yeah. How'd you get that Detroit connection to be able to go over to Detroit? Because it seems like, you know, the majority of rappers here like to stay in Flint and do shows in Flint, which there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like a lot of them get salty with what I say when I say a lot of typical Flint rappers, but there's a large majority of rappers in here that are doing typical things, you know. So when you expand out to Detroit, or you get a gig in Lansing, or you get one in Grand Rapids, or even outside of the state, how did you set that up?
I actually been on and off in Detroit for the past about like 4 years now. Like, I done performed at King of Diamond twice.
Okay.
I done performed at the Sting already. I done did See No Lounge. Like, now they just booked us again for the Sting. Like, Detroit was easy for me, for us, for the team, really, because I got a song with Cash Kid. Have you ever heard of Cash Kid? I got a song with him.
Okay.
As soon as he first got that 1 million views, I instantly did a song with him, the video on YouTube, everything. That's gonna be on the EP too.
Okay. So when you, as a Flint rapper, go into the Detroit spot, what's the number one thing that you notice that's different from Detroit as opposed to Flint?
Really, man, the love that gets showed. Like, everybody support everybody. For real, for real.
The unity.
So that's the difference you would say between Detroit and Flint, is that in Detroit, everybody backs everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
No matter what you doing, you the next big thing coming out of Detroit, everybody with it. No matter who beefing with who, they with it.
Do you think that if that was to happen in Flint, there'd be more stars that would rise up? Because it seems like, to me, like, you know, like I look at Zeke. Like Zeke, for instance.
Shout out to Zeke.
Yeah, like Zeke, Veli. I mean, there's a couple rappers here that are hot and that are popping.
Definitely.
And as much positivity as they get, there's always those Facebook comments, there's always those talks in the streets of, yo, that dude's whack, instead of backing somebody who's going to be up next big that might be able to help you out. You know, it's kind of like if they lend their hand out to you and you smack it, you know, and you're like, nah, man, your shit's whack.
Yeah.
You know, so do you think that that's the biggest problem here in Flint is the lack of support with other artists? I mean, whether you think their music's good or not, you got to support their movement.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely support the movement, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not supporting nothing trash.
Okay.
Because that's one thing wrong with Flint. Everybody think they can rap. And it's like, my homeboy rap, my auntie rap. And people be like, oh yeah, that's hard, when you know it's not hard, and you egging this person on to continue to pull out this bullshit. Like, stop it. I tell people all the time, if your music trash, I will tell you, fam. No, it's garbage. Don't
it's
do
like
that.
this. It's like, when I listen to music, I want to see, can I picture it? Can I just picture your music?
Yeah.
That's what an artist is. Like, you do music and you can see it and feel it. That's music.
Yeah.
You know, rapping, words, okay, cool. I can argue and you'll think I'm rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, give me something to picture. Let me feel you.
I had a dude come through, Nizzo. He came through and let me listen to a couple of his new tracks. And when I was listening to it, I was picturing what was happening.
Exactly.
It's like when you read a good book and you're reading through the book and you picture the characters that are in and you picture the scene. That's what I want to hear when I listen to music.
Right.
When,
you know?
When Keeping the Street drop, you're going to get a good picture, a nice picture. from my intro to the end, you gonna see what Flint is. Period.
Mm-hmm.
From what's going on in the streets to how the clubs to internet, everything, you know. But with people saying whack this, whack that come with the territory.
Right.
You know, you're gonna have to take some of them.
Yeah.
That's what make you go back in there again like this. Well, I'm glad I was whacked to that one.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna be great to you next time and whack to somebody else.
Yeah.
But that would make you work.
I feel like that happens with everything. Even with the show that I do here, you have people who are saying, yo, you're just trying to start drama, you know. But I talk about what's happening in the city.
Absolutely.
You know, when you hit me up and you're like, yo, Jizzle knows about me, this person. I mean, yeah, sometimes you got to name drop, you know, because like you said, there's so many. When he said my auntie's a rapper, like that shit had me laughing.
It's
because
crazy.
it's true. I mean,
true.
everybody in Flint wants to be a rapper, but a tenth of those have the actual talent to back it. You know, and that's
Definitely.
why with you putting your project on SoundCloud for free, some people would be like, you know, they could take it as a loss or whatever because you're not getting no money off of it. But it's people like me that listen to it. I'm like, oh, this dude's got talent. I want to bring him in. You know, so there's pros and cons with everything. Now, your next project that you're dropping, when do you think you're going to drop it?
It really ain't no date on it. We just working. You know, I got some singles finna drop. I actually got a single finna drop probably within the next 2 weeks called Ready.
Okay.
You know, a little something slow for the women.
Mm-hmm.
I love the women.
Okay.
I love the women.
Yeah.
Listen, I love the women.
Yeah. Awesome.
But, you know, just that. Then we got some others. We got a single called right now called Feeling Like the Shit.
Okay.
We're going to perform it in a D. You know, again, make them go crazy. Again.
Okay.
You know.
Awesome. So do you think that new project will drop maybe before 2017?
I'm thinking Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, addicted to winning. You done did it, what you did all summer. Now give it to them for Thanksgiving, and it'll be good. You know, like, thank y'all that I can do it again.
Right.
That mean y'all liked something about it.
Yeah.
Y'all want to hear more of me.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I like Louis Ray. I like how consistent he is.
Yeah.
You know, like, even with the down talk or the up talk, he's still consistent. He got a vision, you know, and that's what it is. That's what I like. Even with Vontae Gray.
Yeah. Vontae's another
Vision.
one, man. And the thing is, what I like about Vontae is he's got personality.
Definitely.
I mean, you see that dude on Facebook clowning all the time, but when it comes to spitting bars, the dude can spit bars.
He definitely take it serious.
But he clowns on Facebook.
That's his craft.
Yeah.
I like how he master his craft.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome. Prime Trapo coming in for the 8-1 show. Make sure that you get that Prime Example 2 that's out now. Homeboy came right through and gave me a copy. I appreciate it, man.
300.
Yeah, thanks for coming through.